Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Bucket.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
How's it going? It's only like, I saw all of you last night, so... Oh, man.
You hurt all of us last night.
Well,
Yeah, what was up with you and the taser gun?
it's so fun!
Oh my god.
Okay, look, everybody. The Steam Summer Sale has started, and you can get Gary's mod and the Counter-Strike source that you need to run a lot of the other stuff. That's two different things, for like $6 total. So we did, and we played TTT last night. I know we're normally doing discussions, but last night was so fun, and we were all there, so I think we're gonna talk about it.
We have a lot to discuss.
So
but the taser gun doesn't hurt anybody, so don't freak out. It's just funny.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
motherfucker.
It does hurt you.
Oh.
Okay,
How
the
much
taser
damage?
doesn't hurt you. The taser does not hurt you. It's what happens to you while you're flailing.
Yeah, it's what you're hitting while you spin.
Yeah,
Okay,
like you
so
tase someone in the
my
Krusty Krab and they
statement
just run into a...
is that the taser doesn't hurt you. I can't help it that the ground hurts you afterwards.
If you tase someone next to a table and they bash their head into it, it's kind of your fault.
Yeah, that's your fault.
I'm just saying.
I'm not taking blame for any of your accidents.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
pushed
no,
you down the
you
stairs.
just
Not my
caused
fault the
our
stairs were
bodies
sharp.
to convulse and move in unusual ways.
It is so funny to watch, though.
And attempt to make Spider-Man breakdance.
Yes. Oh my God.
That
the
was
Spider-Man
funny to watch.
Snitty was like, you get to pick your skins on the workshop. And Snitty picked Spider-Man, which actually worked out perfectly because, yes, it did look like Spider-Man.
Everybody's got to say who they are too. Like I'm Jack Sparrow.
But you're Sea of Thieves, Jack Sparrow.
Sea of Thieves Jack Sparrow, because it was the better looking Jack Sparrow.
I don't doubt it in the street. I don't know what my lady's name is. She's from one of the heavy metal games.
Twisted Metal.
Dollface?
Yeah, it's Dollface.
Yeah, I have a
Twisted
creepy
Metal.
doll mask and like pink pigtails.
Yeah, it was from the Twisted Metal that they
Twisted
did on
Metal.
PS.
That's what it
Yeah, that they did on PS3, where they're like, oh, instead of like having unique characters and each character having a unique vehicle, we're gonna go through and just you pick like one of like I think 3 characters and they're a gang and you just pick a car.
Well, the car doesn't have anything to do with Gary's mod, so.
I know, but still, that Twisted Metal annoyed the hell out of me.
I just picked a creepy.
I wasn't
lady.
allowed to be Yoshi, so.
I mean, you could have been, but Baka would have.
But I would have been
murdered you
shot
on
the whole
sight.
time, which would have been funny if you had the little golden eagle
Which,
game.
to be fair, if you would have picked Yoshi and like he would have kept killing you and you were innocent, he would lose the ability to do anything in game.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Fair.
Because your karma goes down.
Yep.
I don't care.
I mean, you'd basically be chasing him around, not able to kill him at that point.
I can keep trying.
Baka was
To
be the
Alucard
jester.
from the Castlevania series, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken's Dante from Devil May Cry
4.
4 specifically.
Yes. I mean, that's where they took the model from.
Yeah. Red was
He was
left
error at
sharp.
one point.
Yeah, because if you don't have the skins downloaded properly, it just says error. But Red was left shark, and the funny thing about his costume is that it changed color every round, and he didn't have any control over it. So like he'd be green, and then purple, and then white, and then red, like just technicolored shark loaded.
I liked
that's
that was a
perfect.
thing though. Like
I think
I
it was
thought that
fun.
was. I mean, what if the rest of us, our outfits change color a little bit, each time,
Or we all just went left shark, and then that causes confusion as far as like.
I saw a
if
gray
everyone
one.
is
There's
changing-
2 gray. That would be pretty funny. You know what? We should actually do that and play. There's a game variant called Murder. We should do that. Where you can,
Isn't that every game variant in that
well,
one?
in that one, it's like you're a murderer, and if you kill somebody, they come back as a skeleton that's a neutral party. So you can choose to try to help the other people, or you can choose to try to like help the bad guy.
That horrible game. Oh my God.
So, yeah. There's a lot of things that we're going to be trying out with Gary's mod now that we all have it and we can play in a giant group.
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. The trying to get used to the only thing I don't like is how to pull up the weapons. Like every other game, you hit a button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever,
Yeah,
And you
this
do
one's
it,
the mouse
and it
wheel.
automatically pulls up. This you actually have to act like you're going to shoot in order to be able to pull it up.
Oh,
And it's
yes.
just, it I was like, okay, did I hit the right button? So I've automatically fired my weapon a few times because of that. And I'm like, I didn't mean to do it. I promise I wasn't shooting at you.
You missed a good one, Oak. We were just messing around after I think you had gone to bed and Kat had left and Newbie had left, and so it was me, Baka, Snitty, and Chicken and Red. And Red was trying to be fun. Like, I went into a room. We were playing on the map from the movie Clue. So if you've never seen that, it's from the 80s. It's hilarious. You should watch it.
You should watch it just for Tim Curry alone.
I know, right? But I went into this first, like, immediate first room that's right there because I was like, I'm just going to hide until we have our roles assigned because it was still in the preparation period. And Red ran in with me, and he's like, okay, look, I called you here to this meeting today, and his plan was just to murder me no matter who I was. But we were both the traitors when it popped up, and he's like, oh no, I didn't anticipate that. Somebody threw, I think it was Baka, threw a smoke bomb right in front of the door, so we were inside, and like, basically I was like, okay, what do we do now? I've got a piano gun, and I've got, like, bees and stuff, and like, I was like, I opened the door and threw out a chicken, and Red threw out one, and Red threw out bees, and then I threw out bees. We killed everybody by staying in the room. We didn't have to do anything. I was like, did we win?
Well, the bees were brutal. Like, so the bees are used as a distraction. So you have the bees, you throw them
They
in the
will
middle of the
also
room.
murder you. Like,
Yeah, and they don't care that you're the one that threw it. So, which is good for you because then you look innocent, right? But you throw it, and it scatters everybody, but they will come after everybody. So all you hear is bees, bees. All of us are shooting at bees, trying to get out of the situation. That was good. I liked some of the variants that they had that were as well. One of them threw. It would normally be a variant, which it's called Phantom. So if somebody kills you, then they now have smoke that follows them. But Griff had smoked a cigarette because that's a thing in the game. Yes. Smoked a cigarette in the game, so she had smoke bomb. So Baka killed her thinking that
just wasted me. I was like, what the fuck? I thought you were the Phantom and had killed somebody. No, I was innocent and now I'm dead.
Well, Chicken had just explained that, like that is an ability the Phantom does, and then the next round, Griff goes running past me, and I'm just like, what was that smoke? And I see more of it as I'm following her, and I'm like,
Well, and then we were on a map that is the entire town of SpongeBob.
Bikini Bottom thing.
Bikini Bottom. But so we go through, and there's a couple things. One is a hook that just kind of hangs down, and I killed myself on the hook because I grabbed a hold of it, and you have to be a traitor to be able to even touch the hook. So I touched it, immediately killed myself because it just pulled me up to the surface and I was dead. Then we were asked later on, because the jellyfish that are in there, you have to be a traitor to be able to touch those too. And so we're all somebody had touched them so we could see the blood coming off of it or whatever. And I just happened to hear Kat say, well, I was playing with a jellyfish, and no one heard it but me. And I was trying to find her. I was running around. I wasn't saying shit. And I'm like, we're gonna find her. Finally shot her and killed her. And I was like, no one heard that but me.
Nobody did. We were all talking.
Oh my God.
Did I kill you with the golden deagle on that one, Griff, where you looked at the jellyfish?
Yes. You're like, I cheated because I knew it was the traitor thing.
Yeah.
Yo, I got the first round that we loaded on that map. I saw the little hand over the jellyfish, and I walked up and I was looking at it. I was like, how do I use this thing? And later on in the game, I was coming around the corner with the deagle, and I saw Griff standing there looking at it, and I was like, this looks sus. And I shot her with the deagle, and she died. And I was like, yeah, you did the same thing I did.
I still don't know what that thing does.
Me either.
So the gun.
We don't know what the button does either.
The gun he's talking about is the golden deagle, and can only be given to you by the detective that's on the map. And so Chicken loves to play with the golden deagle because basically, if you suspect somebody and you shoot them and you're right,
They die.
then they're dead immediately. If
Fuck
you're
that shit, I don't
wrong and
even
they're innocent,
suspect them.
you're dead immediately.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't even suspect them. I just ask
He
for
just
it, and then I look at the
roulettes.
closest person, and I'm like, you, bam.
Hey,
All
we
right,
did play
I'm good.
roulette. He died in the roulette game.
I was the detective. No, detective, don't do it. Boom, dead.
We played roulette. One of the kids was roulette. And, like, that was fun. I enjoyed that. All of us just like try to shoot the gun, and we're all like, oh, like that. And finally, Chicken shoots himself in the face.
Yeah. That was funny. I
2
think
out of 6.
my favorite though is the piano gun, because like as the trader you can buy the piano gun. It's a one-shot kill, and like you just run around, and it looks like a normal pistol, so it's easy to run around with the weapon out and ready. But when you shoot it, it just says, "Hey, look at me! I'm dropping a piano," and whoever it's being dropped upon has like 2 seconds of movement, and then they freeze, turn around, and like put their hands up until they get crushed. You know?
Boom.
It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so chaotic.
The first time I saw it was on the first map, and it was me and Chicken that were the traders. And I happened to turn the corner and see it fall down. And I was like, well, it wasn't me that did it. But Baka suspected me anyway, even though it's Chicken to do it. So, like, pretty much my whole game plan when I was a trader was just be the one that everybody suspects and the other person, because we won that way. So,
Yeah.
worked out good.
Kat was surprisingly good at it because nobody ever suspected her of being bad. She's so good at being innocent. It's unfair.
She handled it pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was fun though. I really enjoyed that.
I can't wait to play again.
Yeah, the different
It's
elements
because like
we had.
if we like start accusing her, like for some reason we just feel bad, especially
Yeah.
when we kill her.
And there were like
I know.
3 or 4
Fuck that
maps
shit.
we didn't try, right?
Yeah, there are several maps
Oh,
we didn't
yeah,
try.
I've got a lot of maps that we didn't try.
Plus,
Yeah.
you know, that was just the handful of maps that we picked out to start with. There are so many maps, and I'm gonna like.
Well, I figured that. I was just
my
talking about
favorite
from
is
he gave
the
us choices.
weeping angel gun though.
Oh my god.
Red did not like that. He did not like that gun.
I didn't like that either, because that was the thing is like I don't know about him, but me, I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and that is the creepiest thing ever from Doctor Who is the freaking weeping angels, and just having those on there, the way it works in the game. If y'all are not familiar with Doctor Who, I'm sorry ahead of time on this one, but basically it's a big statue of an angel, and the idea behind it in the show is don't blink. So if you look away, they move toward you. So in the game, you get shot, you have to look at them to keep them from moving toward you. And if you look away, then they have an opportunity to chase you, which I shot one with Baka because he had shot one a round before that. And he just went ahead and shot me anyway because I think he saw me do
I
it.
ran you down and
He
killed
ran
you.
me down, and then the angel killed him right after that.
The first round we played, I was like, Oak doesn't like this, so I'm going to go ahead and show him how it works. And I shot him in the ass, and then immediately I was like, hey, look, turn around. And
Yeah.
it just chased him for the rest of that round. It
Red
kills
does
you
not
if you don't
like
look
them
at
either.
it. But, like, it distracts you so that you have to keep it within your line of sight. So it's hard to kind of keep vision around yourself because you
Yeah.
got to keep looking at it.
Well, and if you close the door on it, it shows up behind you.
Mhm.
So, like, there's no way to do it. There was one time he was the only one left, and he was running from it. Baka was like, let me try something. So he ends up shooting a second one at him. So there's one on either side of him. He didn't have a choice but to die.
That's
Yep.
funny. It was so
Ugh.
like I laughed so hard I cried. So
Oh, that was good.
So good. So good. I cannot wait to play more. We've kind of got a tentative date already set. Just need more people.
Yep. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of just a fun night to have to
we're
hang
like
out together.
5 years late to the party, but still, we finally made it. You guys, we made it.
More than 5. We found videos from 12 years ago on the
Oh well, we're a little late to the party.
Yeah, Gary's mod has been around for forever, but I mean, people make all sorts of games with it. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yes.
I really am looking forward to the prop hunt. The
Yes.
only complaint I'm gonna have is trying to move as a prop on any point, but
I don't think it's like the punch-o-meter like it is in
No,
TTT.
it's not.
It's free movement. It should be anyway. We'll
No,
try it
it
out.
is.
Don't worry. We'll figure it
It
out.
is. It's free movement. It's nothing. It's not the same as TTT. They're entirely separate game modes.
Well, and the other thing about it would be the reason you're having to do the others because you're possessing it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, you copy it.
Yeah. Well, in the prop hunt, you copy it. In TTT, you're
Yeah,
possessing.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
TTT is the reason
yeah.
it's set up is because you're possessing it, and that's the reason that the movement's different.
Yeah.
Can't just move
Yes.
around with it.
So
Yes.
don't worry. It should be fine. Free movement. Don't worry.
Mhm.
We'll try it out. You can help us set it up and test it out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Oh,
prop hunt will be fun.
yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Well, you guys want to talk about the tons and tons of news that we have for this week?
It's ridiculous. I can't believe we have this much news.
No.
It's crazy.
Man, if this is gonna be how it trends from now on, eventually we will be an every other week show just so that we can save up things to talk about.
I mean, there's,
Right.
like, game releases are slowing down, and I guess.
Hey, I am not complaining about that. And if it takes time for you to work on your stuff, do it.
I don't know if they're slowing down or just October is the only goal. Everything that I want to
Everything.
play is in October. Like, okay. Like, I can tell you right now, if you've got Game Pass, you want to have it for October.
No shit.
Is that when they're changing stuff up?
No, it's just all the games are coming out, and there's a lot of games coming out in October.
Yeah.
In general. Oh.
Well, I did mention that it was summer sale, and that was one of the news article things. It's the Steam summer sale. Everybody go spend your money right now. I will say, though, that thumbnail, when it was popped up in Discord, I thought it was a guy on a horse shooting at a dinosaur. It's a deer. That's from
I
Red Dead.
did as well.
I was like, what game is that I can bow hunt dinosaurs on the back of a horse?
Ark.
And since it doesn't seem to actually be a game, can it be a game? And
Well, like Chicken said, Ark, you can do that on... Well, not from back of a horse, from back of another... Well, no, there are horses.
I was
There
going to say there are
on Ark.
horses in that game.
I forgot. Yes. So,
God.
you know, go spend your money. Like I said, Gmod is on sale. Don't forget to get the Counter Source Strike to go with it so it can run the things.
Yes.
And
Cool.
play TTT and Prop Hunt with your friends. And if you don't have any,
there
join
is
the
a heck
Chicken
of a
Discord.
setup, so make sure you look
Yes. I have a collection. Chicken has a collection of that he's building for whoever wants to play. I can just give you that. You give me your model, I'll add it to the thing, and you're
There you
welcome
go.
to join us. I will shoot you with the deagle. So if you're the trader,
I will shoot
You
you
better
with
run.
a piano gun and then turn around and run into my trader friend's barnacle immediately.
They just cannot be too large or too small.
Yes.
yes, you have to have a normal character model.
Although one of these
Uh,
days, you know what we should do is like one time we should all have tiny models and see how hard it is.
up.
I should turn. On
I
the
just
loot
want to see if the
goblin.
guns scale.
I should turn on the loot goblin.
I need to change
Yeah.
my character model to the Mountain Dew bottle just to see. You guys.
The 2014 Godzilla and just be absolutely massive.
I just got murdered by a bottle of Baja Blast. I'm sorry. I brought it back to the thing. It was so fun. I'm sorry. I've been dying to play it.
We're going to
forever.
continue to talk about it. We've got hardly any news to talk about.
Okay, cool. Well, go spend your money on Steam. That was my contribution to the things that are in the news.
Funny. Sony set to reveal new hardware this coming week. Supposedly, we'll see. It looks like June 28th, and I'm not doing the math on that one, so it's 2,200 hours at BST time.
I have no
So
idea.
you all
what
can
BST
figure that out.
is.
But it is I'm guessing this is where we're actually going to get their VR2, where they showed us games, but they haven't showed us the hardware yet. I'm guessing this is where we get to see it.
Maybe.
That and maybe like, oh look, we're doing controllers and colors and
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You
that
now
is-
can get plates different colors for your PS5.
after all those lawsuits.
Right. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they have, and like they can make an entire show about it. I guess surely there's other stuff that they're showing as well, and not just hardware. But supposedly monitors are on the list. So I don't know if I want a Sony
Gaming
monitor
assist
necessarily.
features. Like, I don't know what you would.
I've got one actually.
Is it pretty good?
I mean, I've had it since like this was. I'm actually using it for my computer monitor. It was that 3D TV thing that they did back with PS3 when they were that was like all the rage.
Oh,
I was working at GameStop at the time. It went on sale like super cheap, so I grabbed one.
Linus Tips just recently did a thing on it because one of the things that television could do that most couldn't, there's like one of the Killzone games to where you're able to play with the glasses on, you're able to play the game, and one of you, if you've got two friends that are couch co-oping, they're seeing their version of the game and you're seeing your version of the game, and they were able to do it. And I was like, that's pretty cool technology right there, and no one's used it since. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah,
so,
I had like it came with like one pair of glasses, and I used it a little bit just for like I think a couple of the games, and I watched Avengers on it, and that was about it. And I was like, all right, I'm kind of done with the 3D crap.
Yeah, most people are. I've got a big giant 60-inch television that's 3D that I don't ever use. Like, I use the TV, I don't use the 3D part of it. It's like that was all the craze.
I mean, yeah, the whole 3D thing was just like I knew from the beginning it was just a really big fad, and it was gonna pretty much die out again.
I mean, 3D is just classic VR.
Silent Hill Downpour has one, like, it's made for 3D, so it has 3D capabilities, but there's like one scene in it, and it's pretty early in the game too, where it's like, oh, okay, that was for the 3D section, and like never again did they make it blatantly obvious, and I was so glad. Because, with 3D, they do a lot of really cheesy stuff that if you're not watching it in 3D, you're like, oh, okay. So, I'm glad that only happened once.
But both movies and games, like a lot of them were made without 3D in mind, and
3D was added after the fact.
It showed, like, and the ones that did it with the 3D in mind, like just threw in a bunch of stuff to go, like, look, how much stuff can we throw at you on the screen?
Yeah,
right.
There was literally that one part in that one, and I was like, please don't let this be continuous through the game because they made it for 3D TVs. It really wasn't. I was like, thank God.
I think that's part of the reason that Avatar did as well as it did, because it was specifically made for 3D. Like, the movie's not great. It's a good movie, but it's not great. And it did, still the highest grossing movie of all time type deal. But I think it's because they did it the right way. I think the 5 movies or 4 movies they've got coming out are probably going to tank, but you never know.
We're going to get a sequel, and it's going to bomb really horribly, and it'll be done.
I think VR is
they've already filmed.
The story for that franchise is like it is so like bland and generic.
Well, they've already filmed all of the other 4 movies, so they've got to kind of have them released.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good or bad they do; they're gonna be released. Yeah. Period.
So straight to home video. Fuck it.
Now that's a possibility. That's going to be a Disney Plus right there.
Yeah. That's true. I do think that VR is the better option for, like, 3D was neat, but VR is the better way to carry that out. Now we just have to make it better so that people don't get motion sickness after 5 minutes.
Well, that was part of the problem they had with 3D too. People either got motion sickness or they got headaches because of the way that the glasses worked.
Yeah.
And the technology worked. So
I didn't have that issue. The only time I ever felt like motion sickness or a headache was like those found footage films where the camera is just
everywhere.
Right. Yeah. That shouldn't be in 3D to start with.
I need to get the whole omnidirectional head wireless. Like, I need the whole thing so that I can fully move, because when I was playing Phasmo, it was probably the most fun I've ever had playing Phasmo. But moving the camera while moving your head, it's
exhausting.
It was too much because my brain could not reconcile the thing moving without my eyes moving.
Yeah.
Like, it was
make
just
it
too
better.
much.
Make VR better, and then let me play BioShock in VR.
Let me get an omnidirectional with a wireless headset, and so that I can move freely and just kind of spin around and have entire 3D movement.
What are you, 4 years away, chicken?
3 years. I said 2025.
Okay.
I've been counting down the years since like 2014, 2013. So I'm pretty sure Valve will release one more version of their VR before or by 2025, a refined version. And if not, they will have an omnidirectional setup too. Because right now their entire VR setup is $1,000, which is not bad because you get the controllers, the wireless headset, the mounting thing. Like you get everything.
Well, and you figure Meta's made theirs pretty affordable with the way that theirs is set up, and it's actually pretty powerful. I was surprised how built in it is. I just hate that it's Meta.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh God, I want an Oculus so badly because I want to play Resident Evil, but fuck that shit.
Dude, I mean, it's like it's $300, and like I look at it and I go, okay, it's $300. You know, and luckily I have a friend that has one, so I can just
$300
and play
and
it.
all your personal info.
Yeah, that's the part that I have a problem with. That goes back to the Meta problem. But I guess you could create a fake account if you wanted to, you know, and just be like, oh, my name's Bob Smith.
If it ever got hacked or anything, good luck getting any of it back.
Well, they're coming a way around that one now, but because the people had a fit about the fact that they had to log into Facebook, so they're supposed to be dropping that part of it.
Yes, which will make it a lot better too if you don't need a Facebook account to be able to use your damn Oculus.
Yeah, it just makes no sense on why that's a thing. Like, especially when the first, like their first one, you didn't have to do that, and now you're having to do that. It just made no sense. But it's cool because my friend could even log in on his phone and see what I'm seeing. Like is sitting next to me, he could actually just look on his phone and see exactly what I was seeing and see. So you can kind of talk to each other, and you know, one person's in the room, not just sitting there bored while the other person's playing. You can actually see what it is, because the same way it is with, you know, when you're playing with the one on Steam, it's, you know, somebody could sit at your monitor and watch what you're seeing. But neat. So Bungie is suing the perpetrator that is behind Destiny 2 DMCA takedowns. They sue him for $7.7 million. I would just like to point out that this guy's name is Lord Nazo or Nazo.
This
so
whole
he's an
thing
edgelord, evidently.
This thing kind of blows my mind. How did he do it? How did he get away with it? Is YouTube that?
Yes,
Bad?
it is.
Yes.
Honestly, this is like a really big magnifying glass on how terrible the YouTube DMCA system is, because he didn't even have to verify who he was claiming to be, because he claimed that he was part of Bungie's vendor, like brand protection vendor, and that, you know, it had Bungie's own YouTube stuff hit with strikes. And it's like, YouTube, really? Like, I get that you're trying to put the responsibility out to the public so that you don't have to actually monitor anything yourself, but maybe you should verify these claims before
I'm just
you
wondering
start
if
taking
it's,
things down.
Well, I'm just wondering if it's one of those to where they, not necessarily that they're taking them down, but that they're just locking them temporarily until they can verify.
Yeah, review.
Because you think about it this way, like, let's say I wrote a song and I didn't want that song used anywhere else. I held the rights to that song. Then I need to be able to go out and represent my, you know, maybe it's used for a video that I don't want to be used for, and I need to be able to strike, but they don't know who I am because I've written one song and that one song only, and I need to be able to prove who I am at the end of the day. Then they need to be able to go through the verification process. So maybe it's a way to keep from having multiple lawsuits on their hands. Since they're a massive company, that would be my guess. But also, I mean, there's, you know, every day there's 1 year's worth of videos that's uploaded into Google,
it's
into
just one of
YouTube.
those
So
things where it's like, there's no checks and balances, really. It's like overreact and then retract, you know, where it's like, oh, okay, somebody claimed your video has bad things, so we immediately took it down. But the downside is, for big content creators, if somebody does that and it takes their video down within the first 24 to 48 hours of it being up, they lose a lot of revenue over something that's not real, you know, because anybody can say anything. There's no verification process.
the internet is just a giant bubble ready to pop at any moment.
Yeah. Well,
I
and
mean,
this guy did it because he was mad that he got a DMCA strike against from Bungie's music corporation, like in 2015 or some shit.
Yeah.
That he got mad, so he just went through and go, okay, I'm gonna do my own. You know, it's just so $7.6 million basically is what they're planning on suing
yeah,
for.
they
So we're
probably
gonna
won't
see how
see
that
any
works
of
out.
that.
Huh?
They probably won't see any of that.
Oh, 100% won't see any of that because I don't think he gets any money for the DMCA strike part of it.
No.
So
No, what?
No, it's just
No, you don't get
disruptive
paid to
behavior.
file a
yeah,
complaint.
because I do know that like if you use somebody's music and you are monetizing said video, they can do a couple things. One, they can say no monetization for your channel, or they can say you can monetize, but we get the money, not you. Because that's the way Disney does it. If you use one of Disney's pieces of music, then and yours is monetized, then the money goes to Disney. It doesn't go to you.
The internet is just so fucking complicated and big for what humanity is right now. Like, it has just exploded, and humanity is just struggling to catch up.
Well,
or keep
when
up.
you're dealing with copyright laws, the problem the copyright laws have to be able to keep up, and it's very difficult to do. And you've got people like in the United States specifically that are 70, 80 years old and have no idea. Most of them know what the internet is now, but they didn't have a clue anything about the internet.
Has grown 1,000 years in just 20 years, and humanity has just grown 20 years, and we're like, I mean, some of these websites have more content than like the entire history of humanity itself in just like a couple decades, and humanity's like, shit. What do we do now? It's like, yeah, this is what happens when you let the entire human race just vomit onto a single slab at one time. It's just too much for our species to handle at any time.
Well, I mean, you've got
trillions and
large
trillions of
companies that
videos.
they hire people that literally their job is to digitize the stuff that they have on record.
I mean,
That's their job.
They're hiring software engineers to create AI to do that even faster because humans can't do it. Cannot keep up with the influx of the inventory that is coming online as fast as humans can. So the AI will go through thousands and thousands of videos a minute, like just scan every piece of digital content, and like eventually that's going to be like, wow, these things are terrible. We just need to go ahead and get rid of them.
Well, I mean the AI even does that for scanning videos for quote unquote the DMCA issues. Like they don't even scan the whole video. They just watch like the first what is it like the 30-40 seconds of it.
They have
maybe a
to
minute.
schedule more than that because, and the reason I say that is because like when we do a Twitch video, like we do that VOD that's there, you might have a section of that you've got 30 minutes of that's completely muted because you had one song that sounds like another song that is copyrighted, so they've muted you that's on there, and it's like in a matter of a 5-hour video, it's like somewhere in the middle. Like
Yeah, but with AI, they could play whatever video. It's a 5-hour video. They could play it within 5 seconds and process the entire information faster than a human could ever possibly imagine. Be like, okay, 5 seconds for this 5-hour video. Next. They'll find it. Once the AI gets smart enough to be able to catch every single bit of data like that, it will eventually just be like, okay, it'll catch up eventually. But right now, we're just so far behind. And technology is so far behind what humanity is trying to do.
I disagree with that. I think technology, I think humans are like I think humans, like copyright wise, we are behind on what technology is already able to do. So we can't pass laws. We're not passing laws when they're not changing laws. The copyright information that we currently have is still set from the 70s. So it needs to update with the internet that was created in the 90s. So
that will never happen because, people who run everything are older.
No, it will, because you have people that are our age that are eventually going to be part of the government.
Right.
Because the other people are going to die out.
They're going to make laws that should have been made in the 90s when the internet first started. And
right.
They're going to
so
make
we're
laws
always behind the technology that's there.
Always.
Yes.
But
so the technology's there. We're behind.
Well, I don't know. You don't have the AI that is capable of reading that many videos yet.
An AI reading that many videos, there's a reason that these DMCA's were pulled down in the first place.
Yeah, because it wasn't even like this guy wasn't even anybody real and was able to be like, hey, I'm speaking on behalf of Bungie, and nobody checked. Nobody at YouTube was like, let's verify to make sure this is actually somebody from Bungie. The system was
it's
just
because
like, cool.
when he does the report, it basically just goes through the AI, and they go, "Oh, okay, yeah, take it down."
Yeah, and
they blanket it, and they hold it, and they can verify. Because it's a CYA situation. They're covering their ass.
What stops anybody from doing it then?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
So the technology is just not there to be able to stop people like this yet.
But see, I would argue that's on the human side, not the technology side. The tech's there to pull it down. So the tech's there. It's the
tech will
human
be able
side
to verify that eventually too.
Do what now? I'm sorry.
The tech will be able to verify who a person is. Like when they do that, there'll be a special code or something that you have to
but
put
I mean,
in.
again, that's a policy thing.
Like
that's a company policy
a
thing.
vendor policy would be like, okay, we're in charge of Warner Music, so anybody that has issues a DMCA strike that has this code is actually part of our organization. If they don't have the code, they're not, or something like that.
I think if you're dealing with the larger ones, definitely.
Yeah, I think the big stuff should definitely have something like that.
I think when you're dealing with like small independent artists and things like that, you're not going to have that as availability, and that's when you're holding in order to be able to make sure that that person that you're verifying is that person. But your large corporations, you definitely should be able, like Warner Brothers Music.
No, I'm sure
these people, Disney's Music, like all these people that hold a massive amount. You should be able to pull them up quick.
I'm pretty sure that those kind of companies have their own AI who like scan through anything that has like Warner
100%.
Brothers Music or anything like that will scan the videos too.
Right, but again, they're doing it, and then they're going to say, "Here's where I'm putting a copyright strike on each one of these," and YouTube still has to pull it down. But some of that could be just music that sounds similar to their music because that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite
Ridiculous.
Speaking of things that will predict different things, like, in this case, we went from DMCA. Now we're moving over to what AIs can and can't do. Xbox app is now able to predict whether or not your system can play a particular video game and how well. I clicked on it a little bit just to kind of see. Basically, when you click on the game, it gives you a little listing down below it, and it says your other PCs were able to play this great, others would be able to play this well, that type thing, which is nice with limited amount of space on hard drives, being able to decide real quick whether or not you'll be able to play stuff.
Yes,
and I did hear recently. Go ahead. I did hear recently also that the cloud gaming part of Xbox would not allow you on cloud gaming to use mouse and keyboard. They are correcting that. So if you're on the PC version, eventually you're going to be able to use mouse and keyboard to be able to do it. And that'll be nice for those people that can't currently play it with the system they have. They'll at least be able to do the cloud gaming part of it if they have good internet.
And this is one of those things that, like, it's a really good program to have, and Steam will more than likely get something like this because they've already got your system specs. Epic will get it in the next 15 to 20 years. But it would be super nice to be able to, because they've already got the specs down below of the game. It'd be really nice to just have like a little summary down there that runs well on other PCs, or this game may be too intense for your PC. It's like, okay, that's perfect. Well, I will say this: any of the recent games that are on Game Pass, when you go to click on them, they don't have enough information yet because enough people have not downloaded it yet on the PC to play. So it'll actually say that they don't have enough information yet to let you know whether to play on your system, which I think is neat. So you can go, okay, I'm going to hold off now. Let me move to another game. Or you download it and you test it for them.
Right.
You try it out.
Either way,
Did it break your stuff?
Yes, it did.
maybe
Don't-
it caught
don't
on
run-
fire. Now, granted, it was a fire started from somewhere else, but my PC did catch on fire that day. So obviously, that was the problem.
Yes, obviously.
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 Well, I guess the other one, the last story, we could all have predicted. So it kind of flows from one to the other.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Activision investigated themselves and didn't find anything wrong. I'm shocked. So shocked.
Well, they didn't find anything wrong with the higher ups.
Yeah.
Specifically, and the board. The board and the higher ups had no clue any of the harassment was going on.
Yes. And they're also
None.
investigating new policy. So not the policy that was in place when a lot of these complaints were filed, but the policies that they've put in place since then. And it's like, I mean, I'm glad that you're making progress, but I think what they're asking you to look at was the stuff that happened to allow these things, not the stuff that you've put in to band-aid these things.
I would just like to mention that no one knew any of this shit was happening, but you also have Kotick that we have information on,
Yeah.
like
Who
actual
did know.
facts that not only knew, they like threatened to kill somebody, basically. I mean, but yeah.
You know, we didn't do anything wrong. We don't have any evidence of any wrongdoing amongst our senior staff here. It's crazy.
It's like, okay.
There is no war on Boston, say.
Yep. And everybody's going, we can't wait till 2023.
I know, right?
Put Phil in charge and let him clean house. Oh, I don't know. And they just had a shareholder vote. Kotick's still the CEO for now, until 2023, which his contract's up in January. It just doesn't surprise me though. Why would you switch hands when you know Phil's going to be it's going to be in Phil's hands by June of next year anyway? But yeah, I don't. Hey, we're not guilty. We told you we're not guilty, so obviously not guilty. That's all you need to know.
Yes. Anytime you're investigating yourself, that doesn't look super great to start with. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No. Like if you came out, like even if they came out and they said, look, we found 5 cases that this was legit is on there, but it wasn't a mass amount. It wasn't, the 30 people or 40 people that everybody was talking about. It was 5 cases that were there. At least they're admitting some guilt. I still wouldn't believe them, but at least they're admitting some guilt. But in this case, they're like, we did nothing wrong. We promise.
investigated ourselves and we found that we did nothing wrong.
Yeah. Right.
No.
I looked in the mirror this morning and decided I was the best looking person around. I can say that because I looked in the mirror.
Yep. And I was the only one there. I had no
Right?
competition.
Obviously the only person there.
There was nobody else around.
It's just, I worry about companies in general. Like I get that they try to protect themselves, but Jesus, we did nothing wrong.
Yeah. It's usually when they're holding the gun on their foot going, we didn't do anything wrong. Nothing happened. Oh shit. Gun went off. Blew off my foot. Oh, damn.
I can still hobble. Oh, anything else?
No, I don't think
More,
so.
more TTT?
Hopefully.
I already put up the date.
Everybody's just gonna go sign it now.
Yes.
Why aren't we playing TTT every day? Just do that.
I
be a
want to.
I mean, I would, but
That would be a
would.
thing. Just set it up and be like, okay, here's an open room. We're playing TTT. Who's jumping
Trust
in?
me, if I could get 6 people tonight, I'd play it.
Too funny. It'd be fun. All right. Wow, that was a short show.
yay.
45 minutes. Oh my
I mean,
God.
there's just so much going on right now. Chicken, did you
I
mention that,
don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh,
There's just-
thanks. Hey, I'm actually watching it right now, too. If you didn't know, SGDQ has started just
yeah,
a few
you
hours
said
ago. And you can go ahead and watch it anytime this week, 24 hours all the way to Saturday night. Be sure to donate if you've got the means to. It goes to Doctors Without Borders. Always good cause. And they've got plenty of stuff. You can check out their schedule and see if there's anything that you want to watch, because there's a few games that we are definitely going to catch, and one of them is Phasmo. I'm very
What is
interested to see
that?
how you speedrun.
So what
all
are
the
they
small
doing
maps.
with Phasma? What's that one supposed to be?
They're going to speedrun all small maps.
Okay.
I don't know how you speedrun it. That's why we're gonna watch it.
It's gonna make you mad, isn't it?
I don't
No,
know.
I'm just interested.
You gotta go in there, it's
When
like
is,
dude,
when is
and
that supposed to be even? Is that
Let me
today?
check. No. Let me check
Oh, is
their
it next week?
schedule.
Yeah, give us the
What,
schedule.
next week. Excuse me. It's only a week long.
Yeah, but it's next weekend, or it's either today or next
This is-
weekend, isn't it?
well, this coming week. How about
It's
that?
all week.
Okay, well, I don't know. Whatever. Just tell me when
Sunday-
it's at so I can watch it.
Sunday through Saturday. It is tomorrow night at 8:36.
That Eastern Central.
That's my time. 8:36
Eastern.
Central time.
Central. Sorry, Central. What's Central?
I'm about to say we live Central. Are you
Yeah,
okay right now?
sorry.
I'm worried about
It
you.
will
Just a
probably
little bit.
adjust accordingly because they, as the runs finish, they update them, and then they adjust all the times all the way down. So some take a little shorter,
Chicken,
some take
you
a little
should link
longer.
the
So
schedule in the podcast channel.
okay, well, I'll link both of them in. Well, I'll just link the Twitch channel. The schedule is right below it.
Okay, cool.
Game is this rolled out? I've never even heard of this game. Like people do games that I've never even heard of on some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, this one's very similar to Monkey Ball. I think it's a modern Monkey Ball.
Yeah, kind of. Except it looks older than Monkey Ball.
It's probably an indie version of Monkey Ball since they haven't done one in years.
Yeah, this one came out in 2021.
Okay.
Well, aside from watching GDQ, is there anything else that we need to mention?
No. That's it.
Okay.
Is it?
Yes.
Awesome. We do appreciate everybody who hangs out with us each and every week at Avita Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at AvitaResPC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. You can check out Griff.
At Griff Slynam.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
And Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure you go to Griff's YouTube channel. There's games.
There
There's
will be
games there.
eventually more games. Just gotta wait till I have free time in the fall.
You go in, you hit the little sub button, you hit the little bell button, you do all the things, and in the meantime, you watch everything you possibly can until she posts something back out. That's how that works. And then you hit the like button. The like button. All the likes. Just go through and hit all the like button. Even if you haven't watched it yet, hit the like button. You know, get her likes up. You know, she's a likable person, I promise.
She is a very likable person.
It's only sometimes.
We're a little biased, but at the end of the day, she is a likable person. I'm just saying. Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/Elite Chicken 313. Chicken will start streaming again in the fall, but make sure you hit his follow button. So when he goes live in the fall, you'll know when it is, and you'll be like, oh my God, it's Chicken. It's the guy from that podcast. This is amazing. Let me watch him.
Nobody can fangirl for me like Oak can.
I know, right? I know, right? Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/MDB Oaktree, where I will be on several days this week. You want to be there Tuesday. Let me tell you why you want to be there Tuesday. Because Tuesday's when I get my new internet.
Oh, so you're
That's right, folks. So the problem with the internet's about to be fixed because I'm switching companies because I have been lucky enough that fiber has now moved into my area. And I will be going from about 650 download and a 25 up to 2,000 down and 2,000 up.
Oh
So-
my God, 4K Oak. You can print it out in 4K and
You
put it
can
above your
print it out.
computer. In 4K. Screenshot that shit and print it out.
Right?
Hang
I'll be
on.
so pretty. Y'all are welcome. This is pretty. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
Baka.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.